Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, October 22nd, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Dear work gods, thank you for going easy on me after being away for a week. It is much appreciated. And now here we are staring down the barrel of another weekend. But first, we have some news to get to, so let's get into it, shall we? And let's do some mostly good news today, but we do need to start out with something yucky. Gerald Haggis was found guilty of attempted murder yesterday in circuit court. This stems from an April incident in Glen Burnie where the victim met a male and female and decided to drive to Baltimore for drugs, and the victim negotiated to have sex with the female. They ultimately drove to a parking lot to have said sex, and Haggis actually tried to strangle the victim. He escaped the car, and they took his car and actually tried to run him over several times. When they were done, Haggis got out, pulled a gun, and robbed the beaten victim. It's a pretty horrendous crime, and Haggis is scheduled to be sentenced in early January. All right, moving on to some less bad news, and actually this is some pretty good news. The Anne Arundel County Board of Education voted unanimously to start school later next year. Now, this is later in the day when it starts, not later in September. This has been a huge issue for many years, and there are countless reports saying that a later start is healthier for students. In the past, the school has relied on the old, quote, "with our bus situation, we just can't logistically do it," unquote, argument. But I'm guessing with the bus situation this year, where they're having issues getting any bus to any school, they probably couldn't rely on that. This is one of the suggestions in the latest Prismatic Services report that was very critical of most aspects of the school's operations. They're starting to work out the details now. Smart move rather than wait to the last minute like they did with the buses this year. And for those that are wondering, elementary schools will start between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., middle schools between 8:30 a.m. and 9:15, and high schools will all start at 8:30 a.m. A lot of logistics to go into there. They've got to figure out sports, after-school activities, etc. Maryland's Attorney General Glen Frosh is hanging up his holster. Well, I'm not sure whether he wears a holster or has a holster or not, but if he did, he'd be hanging it up. He is not going to be seeking re-election in 2024 and is planning to retire from public service. He sent a memo to his staff yesterday praising the staff and lauding the work that they all have done, and said that with the remaining 15 months in office, there is still a lot to be done still. The AG is the state's attorney and will prosecute major drug and gang crimes. They'll file suits on behalf of Marylanders, sort of like against drug companies, etc., like that, and also defend any suits filed against the state of Maryland. With Frosh out, you can bet there will be a bevy of lawyers lining up to run. This next story sounded very familiar, and that's because a friend and I created a satire website several years ago called The Crab Wrapper. And it never really went too far, and it's been in hiatus, but one story actually caught the governor's attention back in October of 2015 when we published a fake satire story about Comptroller Franch Ho trying to balance the books for Maryland and deciding to sell Allegheny, Garrett, and Washington counties to Pennsylvania. Well, in this case, truth is the same as fiction. Republican senators and delegates representing those three counties have sent letters to the leaders of West Virginia's legislature asking to, quote, be added as constituent counties, unquote. The lawmakers pointed out that the three counties share many similar attributes with West Virginia, and I would say you can't make this stuff up, but apparently we can, and now it's becoming all too real. I'll tell you, this world is getting more and more odd by the minute. Annapolis City Hall will be dressed in pink this weekend. The building will be awash with pink to show support for survivors and to raise awareness about the importance of screening during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The police and fire departments have also been selling special T-shirts this month to support the Rebecca Fortney Breast Center at AAMC. So if you see a cop or a firefighter, or you get pulled over by a cop, ask where you can score one of those T-shirts and help out the cause. Speaking of helping the cause, the Anne Arundel County Watershed Stewards Academy is rolling out Groves of Gratitude. It's a new initiative. They are selling single and bundled native plants in our area, and 50% of the proceeds of that sale will go to the Anne Arundel County Food Bank, and the other half will go to the Watershed Stewards Academy. How cool is that? Suggested donations are in the $15 to $60 range per packet, and you can go to aawsa.org and then surf over to the Groves of Gratitude link to order. These are for planting this fall, so you've got to get your gloves out and everything else, but it's a pretty neat way to help out the environment and our neighbors who are short on food. And as we wrap it up for the week, here are some things for your consideration to do this weekend. Tonight from 6:30 to 7:30, it's a virtual party for the love of the library. Celebrate the library system with a fun virtual night with music, entertainment, and lots of surprises, I am told, all from the comfort of home this year. Tickets are $25. You'll get full access to the online party. And if you want to go to aacpl.net to get your ticket and access code. Tomorrow at noon, it is Navy versus Cincinnati, and yes, there will be a flyover, so there's your warning. But tickets are still available at navysports.com, and Cincinnati is currently ranked number 2 in the nation, so it will be very interesting to see how the midshipmen handle the Bearcats or how they don't. Tomorrow afternoon up in Severna Park at the Park Plaza Shopping Center, it is a free Shoptoberfest. A little pun on words there. There will be games, music, contest, costumes, and trick-or-treating. And while you're there, why don't you check out Park Fitness and tell them we said hello. We did a local business spotlight with them about a month or so ago. A bunch of great guys up there. And Sunday brings the Homestead Gardens Critter Crawl at 2 p.m. Check out all the great animals, and not just dogs and cats, mind you, dressed up for Halloween, and you get a chance to vote for your favorites as well. And while you're there, you might as well check out their scaled-back Fall Fest. It is at Homestead Gardens in Davidsonville. And finally, on Sunday, back here in Annapolis at the Waterfront Hotel, Betty Buck is kicking off her HM2 Buck for Hope Foundation. If you didn't listen to the bonus podcast we dropped with her about a week or so ago, and the horrible story about her son Danny, please do. Her foundation is going full bore to stop sexual assault in the military, and this party gets underway at 4 p.m. after the Washington football team plays, and she told me that you can grab tickets at the door. It is the final weekend for the Ren Fest, but I have seen people all over the internet begging for tickets, so it is sold out and there aren't any to be had. So if you missed out on the Ren Fest this year, there is always 2022. You want to put that in your calendar now as well. All right, that's it for the news. But a reminder that coming up tomorrow for the local business spotlight, Jason Cherry and Mission Escape Rooms. And next weekend, Anthony and Sean sit down with me from Galway Bay and we talk their magical elixir, the Galway Bay Eggnog. As always, thank you for listening. And if you are somewhere where you can leave a rating or a review, please do. And make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues all know to follow us. It really does help. A quick thank you to our 4 sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, Rehab to Perform, and Scott Gibson, who is running for alderman for Ward 2. It is Friday, so I will take this time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and we will see you here on Monday. Now hang tight. George Young from DC Mdva Weather is here with your locally forecast weather report. All of that in just a bit.
Hi, I'm Scott Gibson, candidate for Annapolis City Council in Ward 2. Did you know that the city has let 1 in 5 police positions go vacant this year? Think about that for a minute. That's 20%. I'm running for city council because I believe a $152 million budget should be enough to make the investments our community needs. We simply cannot continue to go back to the taxpayer time after time after time and ask for more, especially when our tax rates are already 35% higher than Anne Arundel County. If elected, I'll leverage my nearly 2 decades of experience running $100 million organizations to bring focus and efficiency to your city council, something I think has been lacking. To learn more or to contact me, please visit scott-gibson.com. Again, that's scott-gibson.com.
Paid for by Friends of Scott Gibson, Sandy Crozier, Treasurer. When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DC Mdva Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DC Mdva Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DC Mdva Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, October 22nd. Yesterday was the last of our warm days for a while, as temps today through the weekend and beyond will be closer to average for this time of year, which is right around 65 or 66 degrees for afternoon highs. Look for mixed skies today with PM highs near 70 degrees, followed by mid or upper 60s for highs Saturday through at least Tuesday of next week, as a reinforcing shot of cooler air comes into the region behind another cold front later tonight, which could bring a few sprinkles tomorrow, followed by sunny skies Sunday, ahead of another small chance of showers on Monday before sunshine returns once again Tuesday and beyond. So definitely make plans to get out and about this weekend throughout the entire Mid-Atlantic region, including the Navy home football game tomorrow at 12 p.m. against the number 2 ranked Cincinnati Bearcats right here in Annapolis. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DC Mdva Weather. Make it a great weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter each day, and download our app at DC Mdva Weather from the Apple or Google App Stores on all of your devices, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
One of the most common questions we get: how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today at 410-599-1370 so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. With all the talk of energy resilience in the news recently, I'm surprised there's not more talk about solar plus batteries, especially since 1/3 of all of our new residential solar projects include a battery backup system that provides instant energy security and peace of mind. And with incentives in place for battery backup, this investment is now more affordable than ever. With financing rates as low as 0.99% and plans offering 18 months same as cash, it's now easier than ever to go solar with no money down. Financing creates an easy bill swap scenario where you replace your electric bill with a loan payment, allowing you to build equity in your own personal energy supply. Don't wait for your next power outage to act. Contact us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net to learn more about solar with battery backup. Don't wait another minute. Sunshine's are wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.